Hey guys, Magus here, and I am doing a video response to my very good friend Xander Scullion. He did a video on the games that he wants to see on the Switch SNES Online, and I'm going to say mine as well. Just a little bit of a caveat. I know I have Terra here, but I'm not going to put Final Fantasy VI or any of the Final Fantasies on there, or Chrono Trigger, and for me, Chrono Trigger's on Xander's list, and I would love to see it, but I honestly think, and knowing Square Enix, that they will put those games as separate re-releases. Like maybe re-release the DS version of Chrono Trigger, maybe the remaster, the new version of Final Fantasy VI. I honestly think that's what they're going to do. So those games won't be on there. But here's some underrated titles that I really enjoyed and hope you guys enjoy. And tell me what games you guys want to see on there. So with that, let's get this motherfucking show on the road. So we got R-Type 3, The Third Lightning. This is a very good shmup. I'm a big fan of R-Type, and I think this game really made steps ahead in that series. What's interesting is this was a console-only game, as opposed to the other R-Types. I think we have a home port of R-Type 2 that's okay, maybe, but R-Type 3 is really where it's at. Now, The Third Lightning is really proof that the SNES has aged really fucking well in terms of graphics and sound. Like that sound that sound trip the SNES does, and it's proof with the Switch Online, is just amazing, and it does this game justice. The music in this game is awesome. The effects in this game is awesome. Also, as you know, R-Type goes around the Force system, which is these power-ups and such, and they introduce some new forces. And just like R-Type 2, that iconic boss, the little alien that you fight, this game has some awesome boss fights. It's a tough shmup, don't get me wrong, but it's damn fucking good, and it's one that I think needs more exposure. Now, hopefully it'll come on there, and I think it needs to be on there. Now we have Illusion of Gaia. Now this is another underrated gem. I think it's one game, or maybe overlooked. Illusion of Gaia has a lot going for it. One, it has great gameplay, such as the fact that I think it's more in line with something like Beyond Oasis as opposed to Zelda. And I say that where, you know, the growth system's a little bit on the limited side. That's not a bad thing. And you do things like clear rooms for more HP and such. But really, the core mechanics are fun and the puzzle solving is fun. The other thing this game has, and you can question me on this because the SNES has some great games with some amazing stories. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy, even Earthbound, a game that I'm critical of some of its mechanics, but its story is really great. Illusion of Gaia has one of the best SNES stories out there. Sad, tragic, heartbreaking, devastating, but bittersweet at the end, so it's worth it. And it's really a game that I think a lot more people need exposure. I know Terranigma is the favorite of this series, but go with Illusion of Gaia first. Okay, so Xander mentioned a good point. There was only, what was it, Brawl Brothers, or one of the first Russian beat game as they're known in Japan? Well, I agree with him. We need more brawlers. And he went with Super Double Dragon, which is a great game. But I decided to go with Final Fight 2. And I'm saying Final Fight 2, but I'm showing Final Fight 3. Do not correct me. I'm well aware of that. I'm going two games with this, Final Fight 2 and Final Fight 3. Now, the one Final Fight game I do not want is the original. You don't need that shit. Just go buy Capcom Beat 'em Up collection. But Final Fight 2 and Final Fight 3 are really underrated games. I've played them on my 3DS. I played them on the SNES. I played them all over. They're really fucking good. And as you know, the blonde-haired girl that you see here, I believe she was just added to Street Fighter V, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, Final Fight 2 and 3 really improve where that port fell short and really are overlooked games. And they're console only, so there you go. Can't go wrong with that. Another RPG, yeah, you know me and my RPGs, but really I think Lufia 2 is a very overlooked RPG. And again, it has a lot of the same charm that Illusion of Gaia in terms of story. It's sad, tragic, devastating, but bittersweet. If you play Lufia 1, you kind of know where this one's going to end. But in this case, I really think that this game really builds upon that little like 10-second prologue or whatever. Not 10, it's a little longer than that, but it really builds upon those characters, and then you get to know them, and it makes that prologue in Lufia 1 hit harder. But I think Lufia 2 is really overlooked, and it's really the prequel, should be called Lufia 0 maybe. It's a standard turn-based, but it's really well balanced. I don't think it's really got a grind really a lot of grinding to do. It's really well balanced in terms of it not being overly difficult and things like that. And also, while I'm at it, for an honorable mention, I will say that Lufia 1 needs to be on here as well. So you can play Lufia 2, then Lufia 1, which is weird, you know. You know, you got a little bit of that going on. But they're both good games, but I prefer Lufia 2. And I even like the DS remake. All right, guys. I have to do this. Well, for one reason, my friend BioPhoenix will completely get a kick out of this. Secret of Evermore. One of the most overlooked Squaresoft titles. What makes this game really fucking good is that it's got solid action RPG elements, and it's got really fucking big bosses. It's got a fun story, and I enjoyed it. For being, I think, the only game that Squaresoft's USA division really did. They did a great job. It's too bad we didn't see more games from them. So I really would have liked to see more games from them, because this one's really solid and it's overlooked. I mean, and it's a little bit more, got a more of a charm and a whimsical aspect to it than the other two RPGs I mentioned, which are a bit on the downer side, but good in their own rights. But yeah, I really like Secret of Evermore, and I really think it should be on there. And it's really the only Square game I'm going to choose, because like I said, you know, I honestly believe those Final Fantasies will be released separate releases. Fuck, we've already seen it. I mean, you know, Secret of Mana collection. So, funny thing too, I always thought this was related to the Mana series, like years before I got into RPGs, because you know, I saw the ads for Secret of Mana, and then I saw the ads for this, and because I had Secret, I thought they were related, but they're not. So, I digress. Anyway, a couple of honorable mentions. Home Improvement needs to be on here because it's the best platformer. Fuck you. It's better than Mario World and Super Mario World 2 and Donkey Kong Country. It's great. Tecmo, Secret of the Stars, needs to be on there because it's a better RPG than fucking Chrono Trigger. Yep, I said it. Yes. Fuck you, Magus. No, yeah, fuck. Why the fuck did I say that? Dude, I would never say those games are good, and would I never want them. So those are two games I don't want on the Switch Online. Let's for fuck's sakes hope we don't see them. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of my selections. Let me know what you guys think of what games should be on there. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So, with that, guys, as I always say, Magus out.